Okay, Japan is starting turn 3 with 43 IPCs. They're going to use 16 to buy a carrier, 10 to buy a fighter, 9 to buy 3 infantry, and 8 to buy a destroyer. They are declaring several attacks. This is going to be a very, very big turn. So let's go through them. In Shahar, they're coming in with 2 infantry and an artillery. In Hopei, they're coming in with a mechanized infantry, 1 airborne unit via air transport, and then 2 fighters and a tactical bomber into Hopei. Into Kwaichao, 2 infantry and 1 artillery. Into Sichuan, 2 infantry and 1 artillery from Yunnan, along with 1 fighter and 1 tactical bomber. Infantry into Burma, infantry into Shan State, and a tank is going to blitz through French Indochina and try and take Siam, along with 1 of the tactical bombers from Guangxi. Okay, in C-Zone 39, there's going to be 2 fighters and a tactical bomber from Guangxi that are going to land potentially on an aircraft carrier in C-Zone 41. Also, the naval assaults that are going to happen here. The amphibious assaults. 1 infantry will go to Sumatra and take it. 1 infantry will go to Java and take it. 1 infantry will go to Borneo and take it. Also, an infantry and artillery will be loaded up from Guangxi and go to the Philippines. They will be supported by 2 infantry from on a air transport. Also, 1 sub from C-Zone 36 is going to go after the lone Aussie transport in C-Zone 45 there. And then the only other attacks are on the mainland here against the British. In Kiangsi, we're going to bring in 2 infantry from Hunan, along with 3 fighters and 2 tactical bombers. And then in Kwangtung, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, along with 3 fighters and 2 tactical bombers. I think that's all the combat, so we'll just start rolling and see what happens. Okay, this is the attack on Shahar. 1 unsupported infantry and 1 infantry supported by an artillery. 1 hit with the unsupported infantry against the tank, which gets to defend and misses. So Shahar is taken with no Japanese casualties. Okay, for the attack on Hopei, the Japanese are coming in with a mechanized infantry and a paradropped infantry, along with 2 fighters and a tactical bomber. Now, I am going to retreat from this attack as soon as all the ground units have been killed. So it's 2 1s, 2 3s, and a 4 versus 6 2s. 1 hit. That's very disappointing. That's extremely disappointing. I'm not impressed with that. 1 hit. Alright, well, I'll keep going. The paratrooper is dead. 2. Well, that's a little bit better. Okay. Okay, so I will retreat the planes, but they did manage to kill 3 infantry, so there's only 3 infantry left in Hopei, and the planes will retreat at this point. Okay, the attack on Kwaichao, 2 unsupported infantry and 1 infantry supported by an artillery. 1 hit. One of these guys is dead. China defends. One hit. So 1 for 1 so far. One hit. Battle's over. Miss. So Japan takes the territory with 1 casualty. In the battle for Sichuan, 2 infantry, 1 unsupported, 1 supported, 1 fighter, and 1 tactical bomber. I will be retreating from this as soon as all the ground units have been killed. So that's a 1, 2 twos, a 3, and a 4. 3 hits. Oh, that's very good. That's a good start. 1 hit. Oh, that's excellent. Okay, this is going very well. Okay. 1 hit. One hit. Okay, so that guy's dead. One hit. So I have killed everybody, but do I take the territory? I do. Okay, with 2 casualties. Okay, this is the Siam attack. The tank has blitzed through French Indochina and already taken that, but they're going to try and take Siam as well. So they have a tactical bomber. Oh, sorry, this attack's at a 4, not a 3, because it is combined arms with the tank. So it's a 3 and a 4. So the infantry has been killed, but it does get to fight back. Can it kill the tank? It cannot. So the Aussies lose the territory, and the Japanese get it back with no casualties. Alright, Sea Zone 39. The HMS Empire Spearhead Transport and the 2 destroyers, the HMS Barfleur and the HMS Quality, are being attacked by 2 Japanese fighters and a Japanese tactical bomber. So that's 2 3s and a 4. All misses. Oh, that's disappointing. That's a hit. Okay, so one of these guys is dead. 2 hits. So those are the destroyers. And they both miss. Okay, so they did take a plane. We don't have to keep rolling because this is an auto kill. But the British did manage to shoot down one of the planes as they valiantly fought off the air attack. Okay, 1 British infantry is defending Kiangsi. Japanese are coming in with 2 infantry, 3 fighters, and 2 tactical bombers. 4 hits, they only needed 1, so that was pretty straightforward. Miss. So Japan takes territory back with no casualties. Okay, Kwangtung. Infantry artillery at 2, 3 fighters, and 2 tactical bombers. 5 hits, only needed 1. British defend. Hit. So the Japanese do take the territory, but they lose an infantry doing so. Okay, this is the joint amphibious and airborne assault on the Philippines. The Ikoku Maru transport is bringing in infantry and an artillery, and the Japanese Air Force is dropping off 2 infantry. So that's 2 1s and 2 2s versus 2 American Marines. 2 hits, so that's the battle. That was a relief. And 2 misses. So Japan takes the territory with no casualties. That's good news. That'll help if the Aussies try and liberate it. Okay, this is an auto kill, but I just wanted to get it on the record. The Japanese sub I-156 is going after the Aussie transport, the HMAS Canimbla. And it does not need to roll, it auto kills it. This is C-Zone 45. Okay, let's map out all the non-combat. The anti-aircraft artillery in Johor is going to move south to Shantung because there's going to be a lot of planes landing there. The air transport from Hopei, along with the 2 fighters and tactical bomber, are going to land in Shantung. The fighter and tactical bomber from Sichuan are also going to land in Shantung, as is the air transport from the Philippines. The planes involved in both the Kwangsi and the Kwangtung and Kiangsi attacks will all be landing in C-Zone 6, with the exception of a single fighter, which will be landing in Japan itself. So there will be 9... what do we got here? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there'll be 9 fighters and bombers in this area here, along with 1 fighter that lands in Japan. Most of the Navy will be going north to C-Zone 6. So this Navy in 36, 2 carriers, 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and 2 destroyers are going to make their way to C-Zone 6. However, 1 destroyer, 1 submarine, and 1 aircraft carrier are going to go to C-Zone 41 off Sumatra, and that is where those 2 planes will land in C-Zone 41. The only other plane that needs to land is the tactical bomber from Siam. It will land back at the airbase in Kwangsi. I think that's all the non-combat movement, so let me tidy up the board and see what it looks like, and then we will do placements and money. Okay, placement of new units. We are going to put 2 infantry in the military base in Kwangsi. We're going to put 1 infantry into Japan. We are going to put 1 of our new fighter planes into Japan, and we are going to put the new aircraft carrier in C-Zone 6, along with the new destroyer. Now, I have to do the income carefully here, so I think what we'll do is do it sort of country by country. So for China, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 4 IPC swing for China. So 21 to 25. China goes down 13 to 9. Now against the UK, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over here, it's 9. And over here is 13. So 13 IPC swing. So 21 minus 13 is 11. 8. Wow, that really cripples them. And 25 to 38. Okay. And then we have the Aussies. I think we can do these 3 together. So we have the Aussies, Siam, was 1 IPC, and Java was 4 IPC. So that's 5 for the Aussies. Actually, yeah, let's keep doing this one at a time. I don't want to mix it up. Okay, so that's 5 down for the Aussies. They were at 18. They're now at 13. These guys are 38, 43. Okay. And then I think the last two I can do. So it's France and the Americans. So that's +2, +2. So down to France, down to USA. So France, even though they're not getting any money, they go from 9 to 7. And the United States goes from 52 to 50. And these guys are going to go up 43, 47 IPCs. So, in terms of income, they're going to get 47 base IPCs. I'm doing this on the fly here. I don't have this ready. So 47 base IPCs. And then in terms of bonuses, Japan does get 1 bonus, and that's a 5 IPC bonus for currently controlling Burma. So that's going to be 51 IPCs in total. So 51 IPCs into the Japanese coffers. Let's do our disposition of forces. Okay, around C-Zone 6, we have 3 fully loaded carriers, one of which has 3 fighters and 2 of which have a fighter and 2 tactical bombers each. There's also 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, 3 destroyers. And then on Japan proper, there are 2 fighters, 6 infantry, 3 artillery, and 3 anti-aircraft artillery. In Johor, there's an infantry. In Shahar, there are 2 infantry and an artillery. In Shantung, there are 3 fighters, 2 tactical bombers, and 2 strategic bombers, which are currently designated air transports. In Okinawa, there's an infantry. In Iwo Jima, there's an infantry. Down here in Kwaichao, 2 infantry and an artillery. In Sichuan, 1 artillery. In Kiangsi, 2 infantry. In Guangxi, 2 infantry and a tactical bomber. In Kwangtung, an artillery. In Siam, 1 tank. In Shan State, 1 infantry. In Burma, 1 infantry. And then if we go over to this general area, in the Philippines, we have 3 infantry and 1 artillery. In C-Zone 35, there is a transport that's probably not going to be there much longer. In C-Zone 45, there is a submarine. In Palau, there's an infantry. In the Carolines, there's 2 infantry and 1 anti-aircraft artillery. Over here in the Money Island area in Borneo, there's 1 infantry, and then in C-Zone 43 there is a transport. In Java there's an infantry, and in C-Zone 42 there's a transport. In Sumatra there's an infantry, and in C-Zone 41 there's a transport, a carrier with a fighter and a tactical bomber, a sub, and a destroyer. So that is that, I think. Oh, they will be able to land. Okay, well, I'm guessing they'll go after that. Okay, so that is the Japanese turn. The Americans are up next. We'll see what they do with all this Navy. Will there be an attack on C-Zone 6? We shall see. Okay. Just have a quick adjustment for the Japanese turn. We forgot to roll the convoy for C-Zone 37. Now that Japan owns Siam and Shan State, there is a British destroyer in the C-Zone, and it is convoying those 2 territories. So they can lose up to 2. So it's 1 or 2 or 3, and they will lose that. 5. So they don't lose anything. There is no convoy on this turn, but they are currently being convoyed. I did forget to roll that. Okay.